In front of a shopping mall, a line of young people waits in the cold. No iPhone release, no easy. They're waiting for a 15 cm figurine. When the doors open, the crowd rushes inside. Each customer fights to get a small sealed box. Inside, there might be a Labubu, a rare toy that's already causing a stir all over Asia. The idea is simple and highly effective. Instead of picking a model, you buy a blind box with a random figurine inside. Maybe a common model, or maybe the famous secret edition, impossible to find, with a 1 in 72 chance of getting it. Every purchase is like a lottery ticket, so you must keep buying to complete the collection. Behind this system is a Chinese multinational Pop Mart. Founded in Beijing in 2010, the company built an empire by turning toys into an addiction. Their strongest weapon is Labubu, a small monster with big ears, sharp teeth, and a creepy smile. He started as a fairy tale character, but Pop Mart turned Labubu into a global phenomenon. Endless waiting lines, resales for several $1,000s, and even organized burglaries to steal entire stocks. What might have seemed like just a simple toy is actually a mirror of our times. A worthless object fueled by artificial scarcity, social media, and celebrity influence. Hi, Entrepreneur Mindset. Hope you're well. This is a response to a follower's request on Instagram. Today, I'm taking you on the incredible story of Labubu, a child's doodle that became a cash machine. Pop Mart's formidable strategy to hack our brains and the harsh lesson for every entrepreneur. In a world where attention is the new currency, a figurine can be worth more than an apartment. Until the day the bubble bursts, a story of dopamine marketing and very lucrative illusions. Let's go. Kassing isn't a star yet. He is a discreet illustrator, passionate since childhood about Nordic tales discovered while growing up in the Netherlands. His sketchbooks are filled with strange creatures, mischievous elves, laughing monsters, and characters playing between light and darkness. Among them, a little creature catches the eye, Labubu, with big ears, sharp teeth, and a smile that shifts between cute and unsettling. Not quite a demon, not quite a stuffed animal. A deliberately ambiguous mix, almost paradoxical. In 2015, Kassing turned his drawings into the children's book, The Monster Trilogy. Story of a child who meets a playful tribe of elves. They try to help, but always create a cheerful mess. Not evil, just a bittersweet and amusing fantasy that's intriguing. To accompany the book, Lung will handcraft a few vinyl figurines as a test. Surprisingly, the first copies sell out fast. An audience gathers and fans love these odd creatures. Why? Well, because Labubu doesn't look like the character we call kawaii, which means cute, that we know in Asia. He's uneasy, with predator's teeth on a small body and a smile that's both reassuring and unsettling. This ambiguity is captivating, and in the world of toys, ambiguity is a magnet for collectors. Little by little, a quiet cult will develop around Labubu. Collectors call them mini masterpieces, blending contemporary art and toys. At this point, no one imagines this little monster from a sketchbook will soon become art. Multinational marketing. In Beijing, Pop Mart is already observing this rising excitement. It understood what no one else noticed. Labubu isn't just a figurine, it's a potential addiction. As Kassing sketches monsters in his notebooks, another story begins. A young Chinese entrepreneur starts Pop Mart, creating a new approach to consuming toys. His idea is simple yet powerful. Selling figurines in blind boxes, where the character inside is unknown. You might get a common figurine or the secret rare edition, with a 1 in 72 chance of getting it. Every purchase acts as a lottery ticket, tapping directly into our deepest psychological instincts. The dopamine from chance, fear of missing a rare piece, and the drive to complete the collection. Since its early years, Pop Mart knew this model was a cash machine. Young adults love it, teenagers get hooked, and the phenomenon explodes in China. The company launches designer stores, installs over 2,000 blind box vending machines in malls, and enhances the experience with Popland, an amusement park devoted to these figurines. The company went public in Hong Kong in 2020 with a multi-billion-dollar valuation, making Pop Mart the talk of the town. In 2019, the company partnered with Kassing to mass-produce its creatures, which changed everything. A few weeks later, the first Labubu x Pop Mart series launched online. The result? 55,000 boxes sold in 9 seconds. The rest just followed a perfectly smooth process. The figurines will launch as a limited series, including a hidden one. Collectors buy, resell, trade, and sometimes host unboxing parties. Social media amplifies everything. TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram are filled with unboxing videos. Each mystery box turns into shareable content, a mini show that excites those who haven't bought yet and tempts them to try their luck. Over 70% of Pop Mart's revenue is from blind boxes, an impressive figure. A young adult spends an average of nearly $2,000 a year on this type of collectible. Sales have driven Pop Mart's stock up 600% in a year. After releasing the first labs, it's a jackpot for Pop Mart. They've just found their Mickey Mouse, the mascot that will propel the company onto the stage. But this is just the beginning, because to turn an Asian phenomenon into a global one, you need an explosive ingredient. On Vanity Fair's YouTube channel, Face Camera, Lisa, Blackpink's Thai star and the world's most followed K-pop idol, shares her secret obsessions. She takes out a small box, Pop Mart, opens it with a laugh, and reveals a giant Labubu. She initially thought it was useless, but after trying it once, she got hooked. It's so rare, so hard to find, that I spent all my money to complete the collection. In just a few hours, the video goes viral. Lisa's millions of young, connected fans rush to Pop Mart stores. The result is an immediate stockout, lines stretching from Hong Kong to Los Angeles, and Pop Mart's stock price soaring by more than 600% in a year. Lisa is just the beginning. Soon, global stars like Kim Kardashian share photos of their full collections on Instagram. David Beckham displays a rare Labubu from his daughter. Rapper Central City carries one on his bag. Even Madonna receives a birthday cake shaped like a giant Labubu. Every appearance is free publicity, and the more celebrities show off these figurines, the more they become symbols of status. We're not discussing toys anymore, but collectible items people display, like a Rolex or Hermes bag. By the way, if you want to know how Rolex convinces you to buy watches priced like a house, I made a video on the subject, you'll find it in the description. In Pop Mart stores, it's crazy. A child-sized Labubu goes for $150,000 at auction. Teens camp overnight at stores for secret figurines, while adults buy boxes to resell for triple the price on the gray market. As a result, the line between collecting and investing is fading. Labubu is becoming a speculative asset, a tool to make money. Just like sneakers or Pokemon cards, and with money comes abuse, fights break out outside stores and burglaries directly target the stocks. Pop Mart. In California, police seized over $30,000 in stolen figurines. Counterfeits are also rising. Fake Labubu, known as Lafufu, are so widespread that videos now show how to identify genuine ones. What started as a little monster from a children's story has become a global marketing mascot, a disguised financial product, and a reflection of the power of influencers. Behind every Labubu smile is the same message: buy, play again, complete the set, no matter the cost. And like any bubble fueled by hype, this one already carries the seeds of its own downfall, because we've seen this scenario before. It always begins the same. Toys we thought were safe investments end up in garage boxes. Before Labubu, Beanie Babies were a craze. $5 plush toys resold for hundreds or thousands. At their peak, they made up almost 10% of eBay's sales. Adults would fight over teddy bears, and divorcing couples split their collections like property. Suddenly, nothing sells. Garages filled with unsold stuffed animals. A treasure ended up turning to dust. Closer to home, we had Pog, Diddle, or Panini albums, which triggered exactly the same craze. Then the trend faded and those treasures went into a box in the attic. Labubu is the same story, except this time, it's not just children's games. These are adults, sometimes in debt, fighting over a piece of plastic and convincing themselves it's an investment. Today, 40% of Labubu buyers admit they purchased to resell later. On TikTok and YouTube, investors insist their collections will rise in value and readily go into debt for them. But the truth is simple. An object is only worth what someone else is willing to pay. When the hype dies down, all that's left is a piece of vinyl worth 30 euros. It reminds me of the non-fungible token bubble, where portable network graphics, images of apes or cats sold for millions before crashing to zero. Meanwhile, the madness keeps causing damage. Gamblers emptying shelves to resell, targeted burglaries, underground warehouses, and counterfeits so real buyers must count the teeth to verify authenticity. Mart, of course, doesn't see a problem with it. Each scandal fuels the legend. This model, any publicity is good publicity, and that's the real issue. Labubu isn't just a toy, it's a brutal mirror of our society. A generation claims it can't afford an apartment, but spends freely. Celebrities exploit fans by making plush toys into status symbols, costing entire salaries for a plastic figurine. Companies profit from addiction and create the illusion of scarcity for huge profits. Labubu has no real value. Its influence relies on the narrative built by Mart and celebrities. Rarity, status, appearance. The figurine is unsettling, yes, but what it reveals is much more frightening. Our tendency to let ourselves be hypnotized by illusions in a world where attention has become the new currency. The Labubu isn't an accident. It's a symbol of a society willing to fight, self-destruct, and even risk prison. For a little vinyl monster, think that the Labubu is the result of brilliant marketing, or rather a scam wrapped in plastic that won't last 5 years. The trendy payment method is 3 or 4 fee-free installments. It's trapping an entire generation that's drawn to consuming. Buy now, pay later. Offered by one of its leaders, Klarna, with unexpected strategies, as you can see in the video that's showing.